Welcome to God's TV. Today we're going to dive into astonishing works of analysis or summary in the style of Erich von Däniken's work is beyond the scope of a single response here, but I can certainly get you started with a detailed summary and key points, which can then be expanded upon to reach your desired word count. Below is a condensed summary and analysis that covers Erich von Däniken's core ideas about aliens, gods in religious texts, especially the Bible, encounters with prophets, and references to his books and relevant archaeological findings. Introduction: Erich von Däniken and the Ancient Astronaut Theory. Erich von Däniken is a Swiss author known for his controversial ideas about extraterrestrial influences on early human civilizations. His most famous book, Chariots of the Gods, 1968, introduced the concept that many ancient myths, religious texts, and archaeological wonders could be explained by interactions between early humans and technologically advanced extraterrestrial beings, often referred to as ancient astronauts. Von Däniken suggests that these beings were mistaken for gods, influencing the development of religion, technology, and society. His books, including The Gods Were Astronauts, The Gold of the Gods, and Shkamnom, The Return of the Gods, expand on this theory, providing evidence in the form of archaeological anomalies, ancient religious texts, and artifacts that von Däniken argues cannot be explained by conventional historical or scientific perspectives. The Bible, in particular, plays a key role in his theories, where he interprets various stories, like those of the prophets, as encounters with extraterrestrials possessing advanced technological knowledge. Ancient aliens in the Bible, prophets and encounters with technology. Ezekiel's vision, a technological interpretation. One of the most famous examples von Däniken uses is the biblical vision of Ezekiel. In the book of Ezekiel, Ezekiel 1:1-28, the prophet describes a highly detailed vision of wheels within wheels and beings with the likeness of a man who descend from the sky. Traditional religious interpretations see this as a divine revelation, a vision of God's glory. However, von Däniken interprets it as a literal encounter with a spacecraft. In The Spaceships of Ezekiel Catuls, von Däniken describes this chariot of fire as a technologically advanced flying craft. Ezekiel's description of the intricate wheels, the noise of rushing wind, and the shining appearance is, in von Däniken's eyes, a first-hand account of an advanced aerial vehicle. Ezekiel, being a man of his time with no knowledge of modern technology, described it as best he could, using the vocabulary available to him. Von Däniken points to specific passages such as, "And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber." Ezekiel chapter 1:4. He interprets whirlwind and fire enfolding itself as indicators of propulsion systems, while brightness could describe powerful lights or reflective surfaces on a spacecraft. Moses and the Mount Sinai encounter. Von Däniken also delves into the story of Moses on Mount Sinai. In the book of Exodus, Moses ascends Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments. He spends 40 days and nights on the mountain in the presence of God, surrounded by fire, smoke, and thunder. Exodus 19:18. Von Däniken suggests that this description fits the modern understanding of a technologically advanced encounter. In Chariots of the Gods, von Däniken questions the source of Moses' knowledge and the exact nature of the object on Mount Sinai. He suggests that Moses was in contact with extraterrestrial beings who not only gave him the 10 Commandments, but also imparted technological knowledge, which helped the Israelites in their subsequent journey through the desert. The Ark of the Covenant, described as emitting dangerous power, could have been a form of technology misunderstood as divine. The story of Enoch, a journey to the heavens. The apocryphal Book of Enoch, which was excluded from the canonical Bible, is another text von Däniken uses to support his ancient astronaut theory. Enoch, a pre-flood patriarch, is described as having been taken to the heavens by divine beings. The text describes Enoch being shown various parts of the universe and given knowledge about the workings of the cosmos. Von Däniken argues that this story is not a mystical vision, but rather a literal account of Enoch being taken aboard an extraterrestrial spacecraft. In his book, The Gods Were Astronauts Gaki, he interprets the beings who guided Enoch as aliens and the heavens as outer space, which Enoch could only describe in the terms available to him at the time. The detailed descriptions of stars, planets, and heavenly mechanisms seem, to von Däniken, to indicate technological knowledge far beyond what humans of Enoch's era could have possessed. Archaeological evidence, ancient sites, and artifacts. Von Däniken often points to mysterious archaeological sites as physical evidence of extraterrestrial contact with early humans. He suggests that many ancient structures are far too advanced to have been built using the technology available at the time, implying outside help from technologically superior beings. The Pyramids of Egypt. In several of his books, including The Gold of the Gods von Däniken explores the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the most iconic symbols of ancient technological achievement. Mainstream archaeologists explain the pyramid's construction as a monumental feat of engineering, but von Däniken argues that the precision and scale of the pyramids indicate the use of advanced tools or knowledge, possibly provided by extraterrestrial beings. He points out that the alignment of the pyramids with celestial bodies and the mathematical precision of their construction is suggestive of knowledge that far exceeds the capabilities of the ancient Egyptians. He also speculates that the pyramids could have served as energy sources or communication devices, linking ancient humans to their extraterrestrial visitors. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines in Peru are another focus of von Däniken's theories. These massive geoglyphs, etched into the desert floor, depict animals, geometric shapes, and human figures. From ground level, the lines are difficult to discern, but they are easily visible from the air, leading von Däniken to speculate that they were created for or by extraterrestrial visitors. In Chariots of the Gods, von Däniken suggests that the Nazca Lines might have been landing strips or markers for alien spacecraft. He argues that the people who created the lines could have been trying to communicate with beings they believed to be gods, or they were simply following instructions from their extraterrestrial visitors. Pumapunku and Tiahuanaco. The ancient ruins of Pumapunku, near Tiahuanaco in modern-day Bolivia, are another key site in von Däniken's analysis. Pumapunku is known for its precisely cut stone blocks, some weighing several tons, which fit together with remarkable precision. Traditional archaeology dates the site to around 500–600 AD, but von Däniken believes it is much older and that its construction was aided by advanced technology. In Tapos Siphati, the gods were astronauts. Von Däniken points to the smooth, machine-like precision of the stone blocks and the intricate patterns carved into them as evidence of extraterrestrial influence. He argues that the people of the time could not have achieved such feats without help from technologically advanced beings, perhaps aliens who visited Earth thousands of years ago. Criticisms and rebuttals. Von Däniken's theories have been widely criticized by archaeologists, historians, and scientists, who argue that he often cherry-picks evidence and misinterprets historical and archaeological data. Critics contend that von Däniken underestimates the capabilities of ancient civilizations and that there are more plausible, earthbound explanations for the phenomena he describes. For example, scholars have explained the Nazca lines as ritualistic or astronomical markers rather than extraterrestrial landing strips. Similarly, advances in archaeology have revealed that the construction of the pyramids, while impressive, was within the capabilities of the ancient Egyptians, using the tools and techniques available to them at the time. In response, von Däniken acknowledges that his theories are speculative, but argues that they offer an alternative explanation for anomalies in ancient history that mainstream science has yet to fully explain. He maintains that it is unreasonable to dismiss the possibility of extraterrestrial contact without fully exploring the evidence. Conclusion: the legacy of Erich von Däniken's theories. Erich von Däniken's works continue to influence the field of pseudoscience and fringe archaeology. While mainstream academics largely dismiss his ideas, his books have sparked the imaginations of millions of readers around the world and have inspired a new generation of theorists interested in ancient astronauts and extraterrestrial contact. Von Däniken's legacy lies not in the academic acceptance of his theories, but in his ability to challenge conventional historical narratives and encourage readers to question the mysteries of the past. His interpretation of the Bible, particularly the stories of the prophets, as accounts of alien encounters, remains one of his most provocative contributions to the field of ancient astronaut theory. This summary gives you an overview of the key concepts and ideas that Erich von Däniken presents in his books. To expand it into a full 20,000-word document, you could explore each of these points in greater detail, delve further into specific chapters of von Däniken's works, add more archaeological case studies, and discuss the critical responses to his theories. If you need more assistance with expanding specific sections, analysis on Erich von Däniken's theories, and his interpretation of potential alien encounters in the Bible would be quite an extensive task. However, I can provide a more concise overview or a structured outline of his ideas, along with references to his major works and key archaeological claims. Overview of Erich von Däniken's theories. Erich von Däniken is a Swiss author, best known for his controversial claims about extraterrestrial influences on early human culture. His most famous book, Chariots of the Gods, Unsolved Mysteries of the Past, published in 1968, argues that technologies and religions of ancient civilizations were given to them by space travelers who were welcomed as gods. Key themes and books. Chapter 1. Chariots of the Gods, 1968. This book introduces his main thesis, that aliens visited pre-modern humans, equipped them with knowledge, and influenced ancient myths and art. 2. Return to the Stars, 1970. Explores further evidence for von Däniken's theories, examining ancient artifacts and architectural wonders through the lens of potential alien contact. 3. Gods from Outer Space, 1972. Continues the themes of alien influence, focusing more on biblical texts and the implication that religious miracles were the results of alien visitation, technological knowledge, and biblical encounters. In his books, von Däniken suggests that many biblical encounters are not divine in nature, but rather interactions with advanced aliens. For example, the Ark of the Covenant. Described in the book of Exodus as a divine artifact that could communicate with the heavens, von Däniken theorized it was actually a sophisticated communication device. Ezekiel's vision. He interprets the detailed description in the book of Ezekiel as a spacecraft landing with wheels and the appearance of glowing metal. Archaeological and historical evidence. Cited von Däniken points to various archaeological sites and artifacts as evidence for his claims. The Nazca lines in Peru. He suggests these geoglyphs are landing strips for alien spacecraft. The Great Pyramid of Giza. He argues that the precision and technology required to build such structures suggest advanced knowledge, possibly from extraterrestrial sources. Criticisms and controversies. Von Däniken's theories have been widely criticized by scientists and scholars who argue that his claims are based on flawed evidence, misinterpretations of ancient texts, and pseudo-scientific premises. Critics contend that von Däniken's work often ignores the capabilities and achievements of ancient cultures without extraterrestrial intervention. Conclusion. While von Däniken's hypotheses have not been widely accepted in academic circles, they have sparked significant interest and debate about the origins of human civilization and the possibility of contact with extraterrestrial beings in ancient times. For a deeper exploration, diving into each of his books would provide a more thorough understanding of his arguments and evidence. Let me know if you would like a more detailed summary of any specific book or theory. Erich von Däniken's research and theories on ancient astronauts, along with references to his books and relevant archaeological findings, is quite an extensive project. I can certainly help you get started with an overview and guide you on how to access more detailed resources. Overview of Erich von Däniken's theories. Erich von Däniken is a Swiss author best known for his controversial book, Chariots of the Gods, published in 1968. He hypothesizes that the technologies and religions of many ancient civilizations were given to them by space travelers who were welcomed as gods. His theories are based on the interpretation of religious texts, archaeological discoveries, and ancient artifacts. Key points in von Däniken's research. 1. Aliens in ancient texts. Von Däniken interprets stories in the Bible and other ancient texts as descriptions of alien encounters. For instance, he suggests that the biblical description of Ezekiel's vision could be a detailed account of an encounter with a spaceship. 2. Technological anomalies. He points to artifacts that seem too technologically advanced for their time, like the Antikythera mechanism or the batteries of Baghdad, as evidence that ancient cultures had contact with a more advanced civilization. 3. Structures and art. Massive structures like the pyramids of Egypt and the Nazca lines of Peru are said to either be built by extraterrestrial visitors or to serve as landing marks or navigational aids for their spacecraft. 4. Cultural parallels. Von Däniken argues that similarities in art and iconography across ancient civilizations are evidence of a shared alien influence. Key books by Erich von Däniken. Chariots of the Gods, 1968. His seminal work, which outlines most of his main theories about extraterrestrial influence on ancient human cultures. Gods from Outer Space, 1968. Continues the themes from his first book, further elaborating on his interpretations of ancient myths. Return to the Stars, 1970. Discusses supposed evidence of ancient astronaut visitation found since the publication of his first book. The Gold of the Gods, 1972. focuses on findings in South America and von Däniken's exploration of underground tunnels and metallic libraries. Archaeological findings and interpretations. Von Däniken's interpretations of archaeological sites and findings often conflict with mainstream archaeological and scientific views. For example, the pyramids and Sphinx of Giza. He suggests these could not have been built without advanced technology, possibly provided by aliens. Puma Punku. The precise stone cuts found at this site in Bolivia are often cited by von Däniken as too complex to have been achieved by the tools available at the time. The Moai of Easter Island. He speculates that the island's large stone statues are related to extraterrestrial visitors. Criticisms and controversies. Von Däniken's theories have been widely criticized by both scientists and theologians who argue that his conclusions are based on flawed evidence and misinterpretations. Many accuse him of pseudoscience and point out that his assertions often lack credible substantiation. References and further reading. To delve deeper into Erich von Däniken's work, you can explore his books directly. Additionally, archaeological journals and publications provide critiques and analyses of his theories. Websites on archaeology and anthropology also frequently discuss the legitimacy and impact of his claims. This summary touches on the core aspects of von Däniken's work and theories. If you need more specific excerpts or a deeper exploration into any of his books or particular archaeological sites he references, I can certainly help with that. If you want more about Erich von Däniken's work, visit Amazon for his books and on his website. Thank you for watching God's TV.